Hello everyone. This is my glue therapy glue book. I needed a project that required no thinking and something that would relieve stress. So I started this little collage book. It is a little more than 4 inches by 4 inches square. The pages are 4 inches by 4 inches. So I do have a playlist with different videos. I think there's 5 videos in the playlist showing the different stages of making this book. I created this, or this was a project for me to de-stress with, to not think. And it's not meant to be pretty. It's not pretty at all. And it's really not finished. I can add some more stuff. The cover is just a piece of cardboard that I kind of painted white, and some of the paint seems to be coming off, but I didn't cover the cardboard at all. It's cracking, you know, it is what it is. I had originally painted it brown and beige and kind of stamped on top of it, and that was kind of dreary and boring and yucky, so I painted the white on top, and it lightened it up and made it nicer. So the playlist shows these pages, and I will start flipping through so you can see the pages. This page here is my favorite of all of them. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's very calming. And so I put it in the front so I can see it straight away. Just didn't find it easily. But that, I don't know what it is about that I like. I don't know. It is just one of those things. So this project was intended for just glue therapy. I wanted a project that I could sit down with and just glue pieces of paper down and not think about anything, not try to make a pretty collage. I just wanted to glue papers down. And so this project was absolutely perfect for that. It worked very, very well. So there was no planning involved. I started out with 25 pieces of paper that are 8 inches by 4 inches, and when folded in half they create 4-inch pages. And I did work on the pages separately before I bound them into the book. And the reason for that is I wanted a project that I was just gluing papers down to the pages. I didn't want to plan pretty collages. That's not what the purpose was. I wasn't setting out to make a pretty book or some nice collages to post or whatever. I just wanted to glue pieces of paper down. So I used these pages separately and had 3 baskets of large, medium, and small bits. I started with the large bits, and I allowed myself to glue down one something to each page, and I had to move on, and that kept me from planning what I would put with that or what color scheme it might be, or it stopped me from thinking. When I'd finished all the pages with some large something on the bottom, then I went to the medium and again started with one piece to each page. I only allowed myself to put one something down, again, so that I wouldn't fiddle, I wouldn't plan, it would be completely random. I wasn't concerned about it being pretty. I wasn't concerned about it with rules of collage or any of that stuff. I just grabbed something and glued it down. So this is what I was left with. Quite a few of these pages are pretty busy. They need something more. After I did medium bits, then I started switching up the pages and adding small bits and medium bits to the page. Again, only one something per page before I moved on to a different page. So that way there wasn't exactly the same amount of pieces on every single page. They were different, they were random, so I mixed it all up. Most of the small little bits are focal points and details. I found myself, when I was starting to add some of that, I found myself trying to make them fit and put them someplace that they'd be cool and stuff. So I had to stop and start again so I would keep myself from thinking. The project was a big success in the fact that it stopped me from thinking. It was a stress relief. I was able just to glue things down and move on. It was nice to have the project very available, and I could just sit down for 5 minutes and do some gluing and relax and then get up refreshed, more refreshed, maybe not entirely refreshed, but better than I started. And so it doesn't really matter, it didn't matter to me what the pages were at the end. And so when I started to fiddle and started to plan out these collages and what can I put there, I stopped and decided it was time to go ahead and sew the pages into a cover. And I chose just a piece of throwaway cardboard to do that. This project I may not keep. I probably will, but you know, it's one of those, I didn't intend for it to be a really cool project. It didn't matter to me if it was the ugliest thing in town. I just wanted to glue stuff. So it didn't matter to me if at the end I really hated it, I could throw it away and it still served its purpose. But as it turns out, some of the pages are pretty cool. You'll notice that they don't look like 2-page spreads because they were created at different times. They don't really go together. At this point, there are many pages that need stuff, maybe some focal points or whatever. And right now, I am ready to go on to, I need to be doing some other things. I don't have time for that, so I'm just going to put it on the shelf and I'll pull it down later and continue to add things to the pages. But it's good enough for now. It served its purpose. I do plan on having another one of these available, started, so that I can sit down and work 5 minutes at a time, or if I have a longer bit of time, to be able to just sit down and do some glue therapy. I get stressed out too easily, and so I found that this really was calming. It was really nice to be able to sit down and take a breather. I was also doing this during, my watching TV. Also a good way to not plan and not really think about what you're doing and just glue papers down if you're watching a show that you're interested in. So I recommend it highly. It is interesting that how random it is. I had intended to keep white space. I hadn't planned on covering, all the entire page, but I have in some places, which is fine. It's one of those unplanned kinds of things. I did, for the pages, use all kinds of different types of paper. some thin, some thicker, so that they would be different, but you really can't see the pages a lot. They're not really that noticeable. So I guess it really doesn't matter. You could use junk paper, make a junk journal and do this, would be perfect. Doesn't really matter if it turns out or not. It's just the process. So yeah, many of these pages need something more, but it's finished for now. And I just wanted to do a flip through so that you could see what the pages look like. And when I get a chance to go through and do more of it, I will give you an update. I guess that's all I need to say about it. I do recommend it. It was the best stress-free project ever, and I don't mind if it's got ugly pages, it's got busy pages. You know, I just don't care. I'm happy with it. Even if all the pages were not good, I'd still be happy with it. I tried to use many different types of collage fodder. Here's one of those where I started planning. Let me cut those all apart and arrange them pretty. Like, uh-oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. Stop what you're doing, refocus, just glue stuff down. But it did turn out kind of fun. Here's one with no focal points at all. That's the last page. I guess I should glue something down here. I might just do that the next time. It is a cute little size to work on. It's got 5 signatures. I did say it was 25 pieces of paper, so 100 pages. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.